welcome to WordPress Tip of the Week. This is week number 45. We're in the middle of a 5-part series on working with Gravity Forms, and this is part 4. And in this part, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we can extract the data from our employees page and put it into this table just like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as you remember from the last video, we went ahead and created a page called Staff. And then let's go into our cPanel right now. File Manager, Public HTML, WP Content, Themes, and now our child theme. Okay, and then for the staff page, what we did is we made a staff template. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to right click and choose Edit. Okay, so here's how we did it. We created a template named Staff. We got the header, and then we defined the global WPDB variable, which is the WordPress database variable. And now what we're doing is we're extracting the information from our employees table. So let's go ahead and go to PHPMyAdmin so we can take a look at that. Alright, now here is our WPE2 employees table. Okay, so right now it has a unique ID, which is auto-incremented. It's the first name, last name, the department, and salary. Okay, so let's go back to our template. So now what we're doing is we're selecting all the data from this table, and we're getting the results and putting it into the variable R, which is an array. Now what we're doing is we're counting the number of results that are returned. And then we have some CSS just to keep it a little pretty. Let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, so now we wrapped everything in the container. Here's the start of the container and the end. Then we have an H3 tag for our current staff. And then what we're doing is we're going through the loop, starting at 0 and going through to the number of records found, and then incrementing the count each time. Okay, so we're doing a for loop, $R0 pointing to fname, which is the first record that it retrieves. In our case, it would be Susie. And then the same thing for lname, R0 lname. And then it would get Jones, customer service, salary. And now it increments, and now it's R1 fname, which will get the second record, Jane, and then Henderson, finance, and so on. Now you may be asking, well, why 0? Well, that's a really good question. The first record is always 0, and then the next record is 1, and then the next record is 2, and so on. So that's the reason why we're starting at 0, because if we started this at 1, it would totally skip over this first record for Susie Jones. Okay, so then afterwards, we're closing out the row, and then we're echoing the table. And that's really all there is to it. And when it outputs, this is what you get. So you get the first name, last name, department, and salary. Those are the rows, and the columns, I should say. And then, of course, this is the 0 record, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So of a total of 6. So if we echo it out, what count is, count should say 6. So let's go ahead and do that just to prove it here. So we'll do echo, whoops, if I could type today, $count. Okay, so right above where the current staff is, it should say 6. So let's go ahead and refresh. We'll probably have to scroll up a little bit. Nope, we don't. See, there you go. So there are 6 total records. So this is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a total of 6 records. Okay, so that wraps up this week's WordPress Tip of the Week. In our 5th part, we're going to go over the Staff Inquire page where we retrieve the data for a particular person. And just as a preview, I'll show you what it's like, where you can select a particular employee and then have that information displayed. So that's coming up next week. So until then, take care. Bye.